When you're looking for KitchenAid innovation and quality, who has the answers, the selection, the price? Ventura TV Appliance. With billions in nationwide appliance buying power, more than Home Depot and Best Buy combined, we'll help you save. Our low prices on ENERGY STAR qualified KitchenAid appliances save you energy and money, and pay no interest on select models when paid in full within 12 months. Ventura TV Appliance, serving you since 1951.
Hi, I'm John Mallows. Welcome to this live edition of Connect with Me on the showroom floor at Ventura TV on this day. And we're happy to have in the studio today a woman who will just inspire you to draw, no matter what age you are, even if you're 4 years old. Hey, you got to call in 436-MeTV, option 11. Do turn down the sound. An artist is in the building today. You won't believe where she used to work. Back in just a moment. Arts and culture today here on Connect with Me on Comcast Channel 187 and 43.6. Can't wait for this one. Haven't had the arts and culture segment for quite some time, but today it is very fitting. You know, they say that art is in the eye of the beholder. What may look good to you may look completely lousy to me. I might look at it and go, yuck. But today we have an artist in the studio that will just blow your mind. She is incredible. She is 84 years young. Let's roll the videotape and I'll show you exactly what I am talking about. Yes, you are looking at the Fresno Art Museum, and the artwork inside, as we'll take you inside in just a moment, will be done by Kay Sermon of Fresno. As I said, she's 84 years young. There she is standing there above some of her students, guiding them, instructing them, helping them. These drawings, of course, on display at the Art Museum. Sermon actually worked, listen to this, for Hallmark cards back in 1952, from 52 to 57 in Kansas City, Missouri. She has a bachelor's degree from the University of Kansas. She is a Jayhawk. Hey, are we going to take a look at any of the artwork? Are we just going to stay on that? No? No artwork in the monologue today? Tremendous. Okay, she has a master's degree from the University of Wyoming, taught drawing and watercolors at Fresno City College for 20 years. She has 2 murals. The next time you go into Whole Foods, I want you to look up into the ceiling, because she has one that's 17 feet long, one that is 35 feet long, hanging in the ceiling at Whole Foods. Live in our studio right now is the one and only Kay Sermon. She is here to talk about her artwork, her painting, her drawing, her life in general in the world of art. And you're welcome to call in at 436-MeTV, option 11. Do turn down the sound. It's arts and culture today. Call in. She's waiting for your call, and we can't wait to get started. Back in just a moment.
When you like Ventura TV Appliance on Facebook, it's nice. But when you love the Samsung big screen we deliver, it's even better. Our website is cool, and it's a good place to start. But you really should touch the merchandise before you buy. Time for that upgrade to an HD 3D web-enabled Samsung TV. Get the best selection, price, and service in town without waiting. Come in to Ventura TV Appliance and touch the merchandise today.
Back here on Connect with Me on Comcast Channel 187 and 43.6, and I'm so happy to welcome in Kay Sermon. How are you, my dear?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Wonderful.
Don't say that.
You
we all look wonderful on a day like today.
That's
beautiful
right.
day.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, it is a beautiful day to draw a painting or to do whatever. I mean, to draw whatever you want and to do some artwork, right?
Sure, and outside too.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit how you got started in the world of art, especially here in the city of Fresno.
Gee, I arrived here about 40 years ago. I was fleeing from a divorce and wanted to find a place where I could finish raising my 3 kids.
You were fleeing from a divorce.
Yes, and so The year before, I'd gone to the coast, and I couldn't see any place where thought I could handle raising 3 kids in 3 different schools. So I flew in to visit a friend who was from high school, and it was on.
She lived here. Yeah.
He lived here.
Oh,
it was
lived
Easter
here.
vacation,
okay.
And he was getting a divorce, and I came to visit Chuck.
So where were you when you were fleeing from your divorce?
In Laramie, Wyoming.
Oh, I see. And your
Running
friend
a
lived
holiday
here. You
in.
came to visit your friend.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And I flew in the daytime, and I saw the snow on the mountains, and I knew they were skiing. Kids did a lot of skiing in Wyoming. It was cheap there. I mean, you didn't have to be a rich person to ski.
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought, wow, this is a nice place. And then I knew there was an ocean over there, not too far, probably an easy drive. And I think I made up my mind in the airplane before it landed. Yeah.
That you were going to move here.
Yeah, I was going to move here. Yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely.
So what happened? You raised your 3 kids here?
Yes, I arrived, and then I took a good look at the town, and I thought they had just built Fashion Fair, and I thought, this town looks like Kansas City looked before it boomed. And I thought, I got my real estate license, and I sold real estate.
Wow. Okay. We actually have a call here. You're actually drawing an audience. That's big.
I
That's
told
big.
all my friends to call.
Okay. Good morning, caller. You're on the air with Kay Sermon, the one and only. What's your question, please?
Hi. I'd like to know what the artist has experienced in her career as far as finding other artists that have been successful with producing autobiographies that have sold.
That's a wonderful question.
I haven't pursued that. I'm sorry. I just pursued my painting. When I was working at Hallmark, I traveled for them for 5 years. I was in 3 cities a week, and I always took my paints. I had 4 suitcases, one with the things, gift wrappings, Hallmark gift wrappings that I did on television, local TV shows, and then a suitcase with some clothes, 2 suitcases with clothes, and then a suitcase with my watercolors, my paints, and if I was caught on a weekend, like on the East Coast, in Maine, I'd walk down to the wharf and from the hotel and paint.
Hold up one of your paintings.
Oh,
right here. You painted this.
These are local. I mean,
I'll
recent.
Hold that up right there.
Recent.
Look
things.
at that. That looks nice. So what is that?
It's a farm worker. It's a farm worker.
And when did you paint that?
Let's see. My dates are on the back. 2000,
okay.
the year 2000.
Okay, and then hold the other one up.
This is my grandson.
Wow.
He's grown now.
Okay, we'll put that off on the side right there. What's his name?
This is Christopher.
Okay.
And these are some kids at the farmer's market.
That you drew. Oh, that's
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
That's beautiful.
I'm at the Vineyard Farmers Market on Saturday mornings, and I do portraits of the kids. This is another one. Yeah,
Another
yeah.
one right there. Okay, hold that up right there. Hold that up. Okay, this one is of just someone that was at the farmer's market, or?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I mean, their parents are vendors. Her
Okay.
parent was a vendor.
Okay, so the subject is just sitting for you in a chair, and how long does it take you to paint one of these?
Oh, probably 45 minutes.
Okay.
Or I'll come back and fiddle with it a little bit after,
Yeah.
you know.
So tell us about, okay, that caller called in and talked about publishing books. You never the thought never crossed your mind to publish a book about art or how to draw or how
There
to
are
paint?
so many of them. There are so many. There really are. I never thought I had anything new to say that hadn't been said before.
Well, what's
You know?
what's the key? Because I can't paint like this, nor can I draw that
Well,
well.
there's certain basic things that
Yeah.
have to do with good composition. First of all, that's what I teach, is composition. I don't try to teach people to paint the way I do or to clone myself.
What do you teach?
Well, a lot of people will paint a painting and say, now paint along, let's have a paint along, and you paint along with me. Here, I made this brush stroke, and this is sap green, and then everybody does that. I mean, that's no way to train your mind to be creative. What I try to do is help a person find their own art spirit, if they haven't found it already.
Does everyone have one?
Everyone has one. I've had, when I was teaching at City, I remember a woman who came up to me at the end of the class at the end of the semester and said, "Kay, thank you for teaching me to see." My mother never let me paint, never let me draw. She was a middle-aged woman. I thought, well, her poor mother, you know, she would always say, if I drew, she'd say, "Go make your bed." Well, you know.
Are we losing almost like an entire generation of artists, young artists, because of the electronics boom?
That's a thought. That's a thought, and I think we have to be careful about that. You know, when somebody wants to tear up a box and says, "Well, this is a, you know, this is a car, or this is a castle, or whatever," takes an oatmeal box and makes a tower out of it, and it's their idea and it's their thing. We should encourage that. Hooray! I mean,
when I was a kid, I used to paint, I used to draw, I used to copy things out of the comic strip and this and that.
Yeah, good.
My kids aren't going to do that. They're on their phones, they're on their computers, they're not drawing, they're not painting.
Well, they may not want to do it, you know, but that doesn't mean that they don't have an art spirit. You can have an art spirit if you want to collect art, you know,
right.
Just to learn what you're buying.
But I'm just wondering if we're losing a generation of artists because they're more interested in their phones and their computers and their laptops and their iPads and all that kind of stuff,
well,
as opposed to drawing freehand or painting freehand the way you're doing.
Well, I just think I think we need more art in the schools.
Yeah.
And we need more music and drama.
Yeah. All right, talking to Kay Sermon. She's an artist. She has been for the better part of, what, how many years?
All my life.
All her life. That's right. She's 84 years young. We're happy to have her here. We're happy to have you there. 436 MeTV, option 11. Do call in. Back in a moment.
When you like Ventura TV Appliance on Facebook, it's nice. But when you love the KitchenAid appliances we deliver, it's even better. Our website is cool, and it's a good place to start. But you really should touch the merchandise before you buy. Save big with KitchenAid. Right now, get up to a $1,000 prepaid MasterCard when you purchase select KitchenAid appliances. Get the best selection, price, and service in town without waiting. Come in to Ventura TV Appliance and touch the merchandise today.
All right, back here talking to Kay Sermon about some of her artwork, and I want to put up on the screen pictures of paintings or drawings that she has actually done. Now, don't get an itchy finger. Leave that up there until we can. Don't jump to the next one. Leave that up there until she describes what we're looking at. Kay, what's going on here? Talk right into that microphone, Kay.
I believe that's maybe Weldon.
Pardon me?
That may be a street, maybe Weldon.
Okay.
Anyways, across from the big red church on Van Ness, the street near Weldon, and that's on the corner. It's just a street scene in Fresno.
Oh, that's beautiful. So that's in Fresno. That's actually a home in Fresno, or?
Yes, it's a series.
Beautiful.
Series of little houses.
Got a call coming in. Good morning. You're on Connect with Me.
Good morning, Miss Mellis. To your guest, have you ever done any online, basically computer graphics, anything art-worthy that way? It seems to me that John seems to think that it has to be physical hands-on. Kids might be able to be directed basically with a computer to use artwork.
Yeah, I mean, listen, caller, you have a good point, but I mean, my daughter can draw on her iPad, there's no question, but I'm just wondering if we're losing an entire generation of freehand artists because of the electronics boom. Isn't that a fair question?
Yeah, well, possibly, but also it's also partially freehand on the computer.
Sure it is, and you know, it's just an awful lot like what happened when in ancient times when new musical instruments were found. Are we losing all the lute players because somebody invented a Steinway? You know, I mean.
Yeah, but on a computer, you can probably get apps or whatever to help you draw much better, maybe, than what you're really talented to do.
Oh, but
and so in freehand, you're using your mind, your imagination. On a computer, you're having apps and other things help you along the way. Isn't that true?
You're getting a style. You'll have a stylized, where you won't have a lot of your personality in the line as you draw. You won't
on the computer as opposed to
a pencil,
freehand,
a pencil or a pen,
or a
brush. Pen. But that isn't to say it isn't art. That doesn't mean
I didn't say it wasn't art, but I'm just wondering, you know, how many kids do you find that do freehand like this? You know what I mean?
Well, you'd be surprised. An awful lot.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I got the most wonderful painting from my 4-year-old grandson in Yakima. It was mailed to me, and I said, well, what is it, to his mother? And she said, well, it started out to be a drawing of himself.
Figure out what it was?
Because it had hands and had fingers, and it had feet, and then there were other things happening.
Yeah. See, you're popular. You got another phone call here. Good morning. You're on Connect with Me. Your question, please.
Yes, this may sound like a sort of silly question, but what's her definition of art? I mean, you know, somebody taking a snapshot, you know, it may not be art, but somebody who takes a picture of, let's say, Yosemite could be art, or is it just drawing, or what is her definition of what's art and what's not? Thank you very much. Bye now.
And the question is, what is it? The subject matter? Is it?
No, what's your definition of art? What's your definition?
It's a good question. Art is an expression of your soul. Whether it's in music or modern art or my 4-year-old grandson's drawing. It was just his soul in that drawing. It filled in the visual arts. We need to fill the page. We need to design the whole page so that there isn't some part of it left undone. And his page was full of wonderful colors. But who's to say that it's the subject matter? I mean, that's sort of like Hitler's idea of art.
Right. Okay. Well, hey, you know, I want to get back to this Whole Foods thing now. So you have 2 murals up in Whole Foods? I never look on the ceiling when I walk in there.
I know.
I never look up.
Well, people look at me like I'm lying to them when I tell them I did 2 murals. I was 70 years old, and they taught me to ride a scissor lift, and I did just very well up and down, but not too well going forward and back. So all I would do is kind of lift my hand, and the electricians would come running and move it for me.
Yeah.
Forward and back.
So you worked at Hallmark. You're a Jayhawk. You went to Kansas. You went to Wyoming. You did all these great things, and you taught at City College.
Yes.
Watercolors, right?
Well, mostly a drawing class, and then when they needed a watercolor teacher.
And what was your philosophy when you were teaching at Fresno City College? What was the main focus of what you taught your students?
To reach each child's or each person's art spirit, or to help them find their art spirit, help them find the way they wanted to draw.
How do you help them do that?
By not giving them a pattern to follow. By not giving them a program to follow, not giving them a formula.
Like, how about a textbook?
Like
no?
every figure is 8 heads tall, or every figure is 5 heads tall. That's not even true. I mean, some people are extra tall, and some are short.
All right. Another call. I told you were popular. We have another call here. Kay, you like that?
I think that's fun.
Good morning, caller. You're on the air with Kay Sermon.
Good morning. I was listening into one of the earlier callers talking about making art on a tablet, making art on a personal electronic device. And, you know, thinking about it while I'm watching the show, it makes sense. So sometimes kids don't have paper and pencil or crayons and watercolors nearby, and the easiest medium for them to use might be the tablet. So I can see encouraging a kid however they want to express themselves artistically. If it means using a personal electronic device, what the hell? You know, I don't see any harm in that. That's my comment. But I do have a question. My question to Kay Sermon, beautiful artwork that you were displaying earlier of the portraits from the farmers market kids and stuff. I looked at it and I'm thinking right away, Thomas Hart Benton must have been an influence, am I right?
He was. How did you know? I watched him paint the mural in the Harry S. Truman Library when my second child was a baby, and I had her on my hip because they didn't have a chair. You couldn't sit, and you couldn't talk to him. You couldn't ask him any questions. He was up on a platform, and this was a huge mural that was floor to ceiling, way a high ceiling, and it was the opening of the West. He'd used the current people that were well known in Kansas City and descendants of the original settlers in the painting, and the mule skinner was a WDAF TV news announcer because his family, Randall Jesse, his family had been a pioneer family there. It was really a fantastic mural. I didn't have that much time with my murals. He actually built a clay diorama before he painted the mural. He would build it in clay in 3 dimensions so that he could look at how it worked for him. Yes, he was a great influence, and I loved his work.
Yeah. Okay, we're talking to Kay Sermon. She's an artist. She is wonderful. She's been doing it for years, all of her life. She's here to inspire all of us about what we have inside our minds, our imagination. 436 MeTV option 11, final segment coming up in just a moment.
Frigidaire. We introduced the first home freezer, the first pulsator agitator washer, and now we introduce the Frigidaire Orbit Clean dishwasher, designed with a unique wash arm that gives you 4 times more water coverage for a consistently better clean. Frigidaire, over 90 years of legendary innovation.
See the full line of Frigidaire appliances at Ventura TV Electronics and Appliances.
Okay, Kay, we're back here, of course, live on Connect with Me, and I want to go through some of your paintings and drawings once again. Okay. We saw that one home that you painted. Now, what are we looking at here on the screen?
That's from the top of, I had the plein air class, that's outdoor painting class, up on the parking lot across from Bulldog Stadium.
Okay.
And we were painting. They were painting in all different directions. Well, a helicopter flew by, and when it checked us out, because here we were standing with our easels, there weren't any other cars on the top of the parking lot. But
what about this one here? What's this?
That's down from the railroad station and looking to the south.
In downtown Fresno?
In downtown Fresno in the winter. See how cold it seems. The old Fresno Ice Company. And this was a suggestion somebody gave me to paint.
Ice rink.
No,
it's not?
No, it's Venice at Christmas time, the Venice extension, you know, not the extension, the Venice Boulevard at Christmas.
Christmas tree lane?
Yes, in the rain. I ruined a camera doing that. I took pictures, and I wrecked my camera.
What about this one here?
Okay, that's the Mukes house is to the right, and this is Fresno Street and at R Street, just looking at downtown Fresno and the railroad track.
All right. And another one here?
That's a Raggedy Ann. That's just a common thing they use for a setup.
Right.
With students.
All right. And there we are. Another one?
Yeah, that's a young lady at the market whose parents are
and
vendors.
Another one?
And she's a vendor's child.
All right. Those are all wonderful paintings. And
well, they're rejects, and that was a commission. They're rejects because I did 2, and they took the one they liked, and I kept the other.
Well, how long does it take you to paint one of these?
Those take a little bit longer. The last one took a little. Well, if they're sitting for me, it takes about 45 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
But that last one was from a photograph, so it took longer.
All right. We have some videotape to roll here, too, before we go. And you can look up on the monitor there and describe exactly what are we looking at here?
We're looking at a work that was done by my students in a watercolor class. Before the class, or at the beginning of the class, I generally critique the work that was done the week before or anything that they've done at home that they want to bring in. And you can see that they are not copying me. They're doing their own expression. They're trying to express their own art spirit. And I think they've done a beautiful job of that. Some of them are so good they would not even want to copy me. they wouldn't want to begin to. They're winning prizes at the fair.
So these
and everywhere.
paintings are those of your students?
Yes, they're all my students.
Now, if art is in the eye of the beholder, then how do you criticize someone's art?
That's a good question. You critique it on the general idea of composition.
Okay.
Did they fill the page? Did they leave half of it empty? Did they? What is the direction? There are 4 elements to a good design. Balance, is it balanced? Does it have unity? Is there repetition, like in color? Is that you see the color going throughout the painting? And movement. Movement, even that river has movement.
Now,
you see.
these students are where, at Fresno City College?
No.
Oh, they're not.
They're at
Fresno Art Museum.
They're at the Art Museum
Okay.
on Wednesday. In fact, after this, I'm going over there to teach the class from 1 to 4.
Oh, so it's
Yeah.
today from 1 to 4.
From 1 to 4.
Okay, what
Come
does it
by.
cost?
It costs $35.
Okay. And do you have
A
to
month.
bring your own paints and
Yes, but I'll tell you what to get because
your own supplies?
I'm very particular about the colors you use and the paints you use
Oh,
to start out with.
okay.
Because it's sort of like when you're mixing colors, I'm trying to teach them to mix colors, and it's like learning to cook. You don't throw all the spices in the soup. You know, you're selective at first about what you
Right.
put in. Anyway, just show up, and I'll give you the list.
$35 a month at the Art Museum.
Yes.
Okay, now what artist inspired you?
I guess it's got to be Frank Lloyd Wright.
Pardon me?
Thomas Hart Benton, Frank Lloyd Wright,
Okay.
the architect, Frank
Okay.
Lloyd Wright, and
All right.
and Thomas Hart Benton, the Missouri artist.
All right. So you learned a lot by watching them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a lifestyle.
Uh-huh.
Art is, if you decide to pursue art, you sacrifice a lot of things for it.
Right. Right. Well, I sure appreciate your time. Thank you for coming in. I hope you come back again.
Thank you.
You did such a wonderful job, and you're not bashful or shy or anything.
Well, I am very shy.
No, it doesn't appear that way. Kay Sermon, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
I really appreciate it,
You're
and
welcome.
come back again, and good luck to you with your class.
Thank you, sir.
If I wasn't busy, I would come by today, but
Okay.
I got to go get my kids.
Oh,
Okay.
they come first.
All right. Kay Sermon, an artist here on Connect With Me on Comcast Channel 187 and 43.6. She's 84 years young. We should all be so lucky to live the full life that she has. Anyway, we're going to be back again tomorrow with another edition of this program. You're watching Connect With Me on Comcast and 43.6. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.
Ready, Bo?
Let's go.
Dr. Shields activated, Mr. Sulu. Automatic, sir.
And we're pushing to the limit.
Situation critical.
Base of action.
Can't break loose.
Peace or utter destruction. It's up to you.
Star Trek, Saturdays at 9, 8 Central on MeTV. Brought to you by Ventura TV.
When you're looking for KitchenAid innovation and quality, who has the answers, the selection, the price? Ventura TV Appliance. With billions in nationwide appliance buying power, more than Home Depot and Best Buy combined, will help you save. Our low prices on Energy Star qualified KitchenAid appliances save you energy and money, and pay no interest on select models when paid in full within 12 months. Ventura TV Appliance, serving you since 1951.
Station 51. Station 51. Television is in dire need of help. Emergency. Paramedics John Gage and Roy DeSoto, please report to MeTV immediately. immediately.
LA, Squad 51.
Dr. Brackett and Nurse McCall are awaiting your arrival.
Please stay with me. Just this one thing. It's very important.
Emergency.
Man, I never thought anybody'd find me here.
Fire department, stat. What's the address?
On MeTV, weekdays at 5, 4 Central.
10-4.